Avon, Heathcote, Estuary, Ihutai Trust, Tanya Jenkins. And Bill Simpson's here. Hello. You don't even look like Tanya Jenkins.
No, not at all. No, there was a change, last minute change.
Sorry. I've probably got it written down somewhere if I could find my piece of paper. I don't know what I've done with it. Oh, there it is. Yes, I did know that you were coming, so I do apologise. Right, fire away.
Right, so my name is Bill Simpson. I'm the chair of the Avon, Heathcote, Estuary, Ihutai Trust, or more commonly known now as the Estuary Trust. And basically what we're asking for is for the Avon, Heathcote, Estuary Trust, as it is in the proposals, to be split between 3 wards rather than the one that's being considered at the moment. The one being considered at the moment is that it's aligned with the coastal ward. So the 3 wards that we're proposing would be the coastal, Linwood and the Banks Peninsula Sumner wards. And our reasoning is that there is no single community of interest associated with the estuary, but there are several communities that have interests in the estuary, depending on where they are and their connection to the estuary. So those main communities, if I give you some of the names of the suburbs, for example, if we look at South Shore, South Brighton, New Brighton, Bexley area, which is the proposed coastal ward, they would have an interest in the estuary edge from a recreational, flooding protection, aesthetics point of view. However, if you looked at the Woolston and Ferrymead areas, their interests in the estuary are quite different. So they would be more concerned about transport, they'd be concerned about contamination from the Heathcote River and also about flooding. And then again, if you looked at the third area, which is the Mount Pleasant, McCormick's Bay, Monks Bay area, then their interests again are quite different. They have a different need for recreational, which is linked in with the coastal pathway, and then the aesthetics of estuary views as well. If just one community board was responsible for the estuary, then that would place quite a burden on that board, as it would be dealing with issues or community issues that are not really part of its own community. Just to give you an example, the Estuary Trust is currently working on a restoration project on the edge of McCormick's Bay. So and that's done with City Council operational staff too. But under the proposal, instead of us relating to the Hagley Ferrymead Board, which we do at the moment for help and assistance, for information flow and so on, then that would be under the coastal board, community board, or the community board that's associated with the coastal ward. But they would have little interest in that community because it's on the other side of the estuary from them. Right? So I think they wouldn't give it the attention that it would be due. Then there are a lot of other issues, such as the access for the yachting clubs over at Monks Bay and Mount Pleasant. Why would a community board, which is Burwood, that area, be interested in those sorts of issues? Now, note that there are several areas, and these are admittedly suburban areas, that are put in several board areas. For example, if you look at Woolston South, then that appears in both the Linwood-Burwood Coastal Board area, as well as the Spraden-Woolston Cashmere Board area. And similarly, the Heathcote Valley is in both the Littleton-Sumner Board area, as well as the Spraden-Woolston Cashmere Board area. Now, that may be a division of streets within Woolston South, but we would like sort of similar treatment, I guess, for the Avon Heathcote estuary. So just in summary, we're saying that the interests in the estuary are relevant to the actual communities which are adjacent to the estuary, and that we would like to see a sharing of the estuary among several boards as it is now. Thank you.
Very good. David East.
So, thank you, Bill. Are you advocating then that we sort of find a midpoint in the estuary and radiate out the 3 directions?
That would be the best solution. If you look at the current situation, there is a dividing line between the Hagley Ferrymead Board and the Burwood Pegasus Board, which is a dividing line down the middle of the estuary. So yes, we'd look at a similar sort of situation.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I may,
Glenn?
yes, the I'm the link person on the trust.
Yeah.
The estuary is seen as the kidney of the city, into which both rivers feed. So to have it falling one way or the other isn't probably helpful. So I guess to have both.
Yep.
That's what you're saying, Bill.
That's right. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. If there are major issues that do need an integrated approach amongst, many community, several community boards, then we would probably be an organisation that would realise that and would take it to the council, or at least make sure the community boards individually are talking to each other about that issue.
Yep.
That's it.
Good. Are there any other questions? No? I wrote down one of your comments because I just thought it really summed up something that we're obliged to really consider. Combines not communities of interest, but communities with an interest in the estuary, and all of those interests are different.
Yes.
It's a really, really good point.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Christopher Dowdney?